Yo, what is good, YouTube? What's going on with you guys? So today in this video, we're doing a little something we got to do to make the truck look completely different. That's gonna be what is under this tarp. A lot of you guys probably know. Oh, it's the Forces. Man, I haven't even looked at these things in so long. But just to give you guys a visual representation of the oxidization, I don't know how to say that, but oxidizing on the wheel. Very cloudy, very gross. Super pitting right here and right there. I already got one of them done, and we're pretty much just using Amazon bits to do literally everything. We're just taking these things off and going to town on them, so it's not too bad. We have this one here that's all finished up and looks absolutely beautiful compared to what they used to be. Insanely shiny. I didn't wipe it down after I did the polish though, so I gotta do that. So that's why it looks a little bit cloudy, and that's just because of me not wiping it down and putting my coating on them. So but you can see the shininess of them. These things are so bright compared to what they used to be. And I'll show you guys exactly what I'm using for polish, and go into detail afterwards, but I just wanted to show you guys that before I put the camera back down. All right, ladies and gents, we are on our way to go do something that wasn't planned for this video, but definitely something I'm going to include in the video because it has to do with the wheels. And so yeah, pretty much I'm going to get some stocks and graps for the old rig before we put the Forces on it. So pretty much my buddy Matt, he's doing something with a truck, and he got a truck that has the same PYOs on it and graps, and he's just getting rid of the truck, so the graps mean nothing to him. He's just selling the things. So I'm like, yo dude, let me swing by, swap my PYOs onto yours. You can keep the center caps, make it look nice and pretty on the listing. And I was like, yo, those are graps, dude. Don't just get rid of those. I could use those. Those things are sick. It's gonna be a sweet winter setup for the LOY. Yeah, he was just like, dude, you do the work, you come swap them, you can have them. So you better believe I am on my way to go scavenge for a second jack, a whole bunch of tools, and I'm gonna swap those wheels over because we're gonna have PYOs and graps and Forces. So it's gonna be the double whammy setup. We're gonna have graps and Forces. Forged set of wheels, PYOs that are going to get polished up at some point with the graps. It's just a win-win, man. The truck's just going to be looking good year round. That's all it's got to be. So we're going to go do that. We also picked up some spiked lug nuts for the Forces, so those are back there. We got to figure out our spacer situation, and once that's figured out, the Forces are going to go on. So once the spacer situation is figured out, we'll be golden. All right, we're on our way home now. I really hope you guys can hear these things. I got the windows up because it is super cold out. It is not ideal temperatures out here. But these graps, dude, they are so loud. Oh my gosh. These things are insane. So yeah, when we get back to the house, I'm gonna show you guys what this thing looks like on there. If you guys are following my TikTok, Instagram, or Snapchat, which everything is in the description, you guys would have already seen them. Anywho, if you guys are part of the YouTube gang, you guys are gonna see them in about 2 seconds, but as for everybody else, you guys already seen them. But we're gonna talk about them. Listen to these things, man, they just howl. These things are stupid loud, oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys have just seen the cinematics of this thing on the graph. Now, the fact that I got these things for completely free from my good buddy, just swapped my tires for his tires. Well, wheels, I guess, but they're the same wheels, so it doesn't matter. But long story short, the LOI is on GRAPPS. So if you guys don't know, I've wanted GRAPPS for my winter setup for so long, but of course we are in the warmer parts of the year, and we're going to be taking them off, unfortunately. But also, this video was not supposed to be a GRAPPS versus WIDES video, but that's exactly what it turned into, because I feel like it's a better watch for you guys. So they're 16 by like 9s or 16 by 8s, and we're running a upside down but 305 70 16. So these are like 33s with full tread, so they're like 33s. So it fills up the rear pretty good. The front is a little high. If you guys can't tell from the cinematics that you guys just seen, the truck is baby lean, so a little bit more space up in the front, a little bit less in the back. We're gonna get 2 inch for the back. I do like the baby lean on the GRAPPS, but when we put our forces on, I definitely don't want the baby lean. I want it to be sitting straight. So if you guys are not on my Instagram, you guys can go there, the Don.87 on every single social media. You guys seen the GRAPPS and baby lean like last week, if you guys follow me there. And yeah, dude, I got some feedback on the baby lean. People don't like it, some people do like it, but you know, honestly, I somewhat think it's okay on the GRAPPS, because it just gives it that like classy kind of look where it's just, you know, it's just leaning a little bit. It looks good. It looks good. The down south boys definitely appreciate that. But yeah, no, we're definitely gonna do away with the lean. But the GRAPPS, you guys also heard when we were driving home with them, are extremely loud on the road. They are like so sick. You know, I like to be obnoxious. I'm pretty young, so I'm definitely an obnoxious kind of person. So adding more noise to my truck is definitely ideal. I got my super loud 212s in the rear, subs. And I also have the 5 inch coming out of this truck, which we're going to do a 10 inch tip on, so it's going to be even louder at some point in its life. On top of that, we have the GRAPPS, so it's just, dude, this truck is making so much noise, and it's actually, it's so fun. You see people just from like all the way down the stretch in the city, they're like on the other side of it, they're like, what in the world is that? Yeah, just a little bit of GRAPPS coming through the town, you know, no big deal. Yeah, nonetheless, I absolutely love the way this thing looks on GRAPPS, and I'm super excited that we have GRAPPS for the next winter time. So the truck's going to be looking so nice all year round. Plus we're going to get these PYOs polished, and it's just going to be absolutely a unit. They're not looking too great right now, but like I said, we're going to get them polished, and they're going to look just like my Forces. I'm going to have my buddy polish some things up, and it's going to be looking good. Alrighty now, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally the day that I've been waiting for quite a while with the LOI Duramax. If you guys have been updated on the channel, you would know exactly what we're doing today. Today, we are finally putting the Forces on the LOI Duramax. I'm so excited. Also, not only that, I don't know if I even showed these in the video yet, but just in case I haven't, look what we got. Some Dyno Fit spiked lugs. These things are absolutely beautiful. I was debating on getting them powder coated, but I think we're doing white on this truck, and I don't really know how white's gonna look inside the wheels, but we might try it out, we might not, who really knows. But and needless to say, we got some billet spiked lugs, and they look absolutely amazing. So we got one of the American Forces blades mounted up here, 22 by 14s, keep in mind. Plus we now have the 2 inch spacers in the back. I guess it's kind of hard to show you, but oh yeah, she's looking proper already. So hopefully in the future we're gonna actually get like some squared off tires, because you know the stretch is kind of like for that street look, and we're a little too lifted for that, I think, in the front. But then again, when I mount it up, and I guess we're gonna find out, because if it looks fine, I'll probably just keep it. But yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the stretch on them. But, and not to mention, it really doesn't look as wide with these fender flares on here. So I want to keep the fender flares though, because it looks way better with them. Not only that, I have no idea what the bed looks like under there. It doesn't feel very rotted. It actually feels pretty solid under there, but then again, the paint is chipping off here just like it is all over the entire truck, and yeah, I don't really know. But anyways, needless to say, spiked lugs look absolutely insane as well. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what this thing looks like all done up. Not to mention the polished wheels look insane with the dark paint. It just pops that much harder. So yep, we got one of them done. We got 3 to go, so even anywhere close to being done, but needless to say, we're getting it done. So I guess I'm probably gonna pick the camera back up once the entire truck's done. So 4 hours later, story behind that in a minute, we got the forces back on, and it looks absolutely insane. So you know, I thought I was gonna have some problems with the 32.5s on the 22s. I thought it just wouldn't fit the truck very well because it's lifted pretty high. It's like a little bit more than a leveling kit, I guess, but no, it looks absolutely insane. So not too stressed about getting 24s. I'm probably gonna keep the blades at this point, just because it doesn't look horrible. I'm pretty happy with the way they look. Not only that, look at the poke on these things. Oh my goodness, if we took the fender flares off, it'd be absolutely insane. Like almost the entire wheel would be poking out of these things. But you know, dude, that's actually insane. But we have Salt City coming up, so not only that, we also got up in here and we touched up the frame a little bit. Nothing too crazy. I did go pretty crazy with the paint on the upper control arm, but that's just because I actually wanted that painted until we get it powder coated white. You know, the frame, just very lightly went over it. It didn't really need much. This frame is absolutely beautiful on this truck. Like if we go back here, like just insane. Has the factory undercoating on it, that waxy stuff, which we're gonna get off, and we're also gonna put some treatment on the frame just to protect it that much longer. But you know, the frame on this thing looks absolutely beautiful. So just want to do a little bit of touch up in there while the wheels were off, and it was easy to do. But we're gonna get this thing detailed. You guys already seen the cinematics of it detailed, but you know, I just want to do a detail on it just so it looks really good. And the first step on making this thing an absolute insane truck is complete. We got the forces on, and I am extremely happy. I have a little bit of a problem where I'm driving and I hit the brake and it turns super hard to the right. I don't know if it's like a brake issue, or obviously with the amount of poke that these things have, everything you feel is super exaggerated. So that's kind of how that goes. The new topic of this video is the GRAPPS versus WIDES, and just out of driving, we're going to talk about driving now. So driving, I'm gonna just straight up say it, cushiness is going to be the GRAPPS. You're going to have way more sidewall. It's going to be way more nice riding. Also with the GRAPPS is you have so much tread, and they're so meaty that you don't have a huge contact patch on those things. So when you're going 80 down the highway, you're kind of like swaying a little bit, and you know, you kind of don't, it doesn't drive very planted. When you put the wides on, especially with the street tires, if you guys have street tires or small sidewall like Venoms or something, don't buy Venoms. Do not buy Venoms. But anyways, if you guys had something like that and you guys drove with the wides on, especially 14 wides, 12 wides is probably your best bet in terms of functionality and form. But even the 14 wides, it handles like a car now. So yes, you feel more. Yes, it's more like you feel everything when you're driving, but it's really not bad. And honestly, some stuff is more cushiony than the Bubba setup, which is super surprising. But needless to say, when you have wheels this wide, dude, it just feels like you're driving a car. And it's kind of insane. It like completely changed the handling of your truck. And not only that, on the wides, especially nowadays, man, the trucks just look way better, especially with the chrome and everything matching the polish on the wheels. It just looks absolutely insane. So if I had to do one all of year round and I had to choose one or the other, I'm choosing the wides, just because the benefits are way higher than the cons. There's like almost no cons. The only cons is drive-throughs. I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. If you're on 14 wides, 99% of drive-throughs you're not going through. So get out of your truck, go inside. You got to do it. Plus, it doesn't really matter unless you're in a rush, because you get parked up anyway. So you're going to be parked up outside. It looks sick. You get to walk out to your truck. You get to look at this thing. It's just absolutely insane. So I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter, because I never, when I'm busy, I don't hit drive-throughs. I have enough time to do whatever I'm going to do. So with that being said, though, yeah, definitely prefer the forces, and I'm super glad the forces are on here. Not only that, the spiked lugs look absolutely insane. Definitely glad I copped some of these instead of the non-spiked version that I was gonna buy. Plus, the key to put these things on is way cooler, and it's a 6-sided X rather than the splined stuff on the other lug nuts, which is also way more convenient. So nah, I'm definitely digging everything that has been completed today, especially painting those upper control arms, so it just looks that much better. So this truck is almost ready for Salt City diesels. I kind of want to figure out when I hit the brake, what is actually moving. I need to figure that out, because it's definitely not good, and it definitely doesn't feel nice when you're driving. So we're gonna figure that out, hopefully get that tuned up for Salt City Diesels, which, by the way, I don't know if I'm gonna release this before or after, but if I do release it before Salt City Diesels, I am hosting a convoy up there. So if you guys want to join up for that, just add me on Snapchat, don.eldridge. It's gonna be on my public story, or you guys can head over to my Instagram. It's also going to be on my story there, the don.87, on every single social media. Plus, not only that, we're going to be posting a whole bunch more pictures and videos of this thing because the forces are finally on this thing. So if you guys want to keep up on this build at all, like I said, the don.87 on every single social media, including YouTube. With that being said, hope to see you guys at Salt City. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know how I did. All right, guys, catch you in the next one. Peace.